48 Hours producer Paul LaRosa was part of the team who worked on this report. He joins us now. This is just chilling pictures to look at. What led authorities to that container, Paul?
Well, believe it or not, Facebook. It took a while for the authorities to get a search warrant to Kayla Brown's private Facebook account, but when she did, there were numerous messages between her and the captor, Todd Kolep, because she had done cleaning for him at least 3 times before, and she had referenced him in over and over again. So that was one thing. Also, their cell phones, a couple of cell phones, pinged from towers near his property. He had a 100-acre property, and that's where he kept her.
Paul, it's astounding, I think, to anybody who watches this to realize that somebody in this community was responsible for 7 murders. He was never a suspect in any of those murders?
No, he was not. I mean, he had a double life. I mean, he was a realtor who was held in high esteem, as you saw. He considered himself a good guy. He had a girlfriend. And one of the first things he did when he was captured was to ask the sheriff if he could transfer some money to his girlfriend's girlfriend for the daughter's college fund. So he considered himself just a good old guy.
And nobody had any suspicions?
Nobody had any suspicions, no. I mean, he was a customer. 4 of the murders were at a motorcycle shop in 13 years ago. And he was one of the customers. He was on the list of people who had bought a motorcycle there, but they never really interviewed him because he was one of hundreds of people.
Wow. And so 2 questions then. How did Kayla survive? What did she do to survive? And I guess when we watched this video, we also felt like when we were watching it that it was from a scene from a movie. I've never seen pictures of somebody chained in a shipping container like this. Did she detail the horror that she lived through?
She did. I mean, how did she survive? She'll tell you that she did whatever she had to survive. That's the bottom line. And the interesting thing is that it was an interesting relationship. I mean, he would take her out twice a day to a house next door, have sex with her, and he bought her some creature comfort. She started asking for things as time went on, like, believe it or not, a DVD player, paperbacks.
Right. I saw a book that was on the side of where she was.
Yeah. Now, a psychologist we talked to said these were not acts of goodness. He was not a good person, but he considered himself a good person. It's people are complicated, right? And in his mind, he helped people out, and if they crossed him, he killed them. And he had no emotion at all except laughter in all these hours and hours of conversation.
Unbelievable. Paul LaRosa, as always, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
And the full report, Serial Confessions, is part of a 48 Hours double feature tomorrow night. It begins with The Accidental Husband at 9, 8 Central, only on CBS.